Welcome to the Legends of Lanimora podcast. I'm your Dungeon Master, Nathan. With me this evening I have Nova.
Heyo.
Emily.
Hello.
And Nicole. We are 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. In last week's episode, our party was traveling from Broadwing Milling up to the Harbor Coast in order to get with Agamir so that he could get them to Toor, to Iron Maw, because they had recently acquired a book. Not just any book, Sreless Faye's journal itself. Having been dropped off hastily by Lo, the doppelganger, he dropped it off and then bolted to be arrested as Saf, or at least make it look like Saf has been arrested. Drew investigated the book, found the ramblings of a supposed maniac with clairvoyance, is what it looked like. The pages were all to and fro, no cohesive thoughts, and they were able to glean the information that Sreless Faye thinks that the Temple of Depths and Darkness reagents have something to do with mountains or peaks and caverns. And so that is why they built the Temple of Depths and Darkness, the new and improved Temple of Depths and Darkness, where they have an Addis bounty between the cloistered peaks and the veiled city, which are also
the
caverns.
last episode was the Lanimora and Caves and Cliffs update. You're right.
But Sreless Faye got it wrong. Due to the knowledge that Drew had about that the spirits had given her, they are far from what they need in order to complete the Temple of Depths and Darkness. And so, with her soul-charged amulet, she knows a little bit more information than Sreless Faye does. So they have now reached the Harbor Coast. They had a night of partying with Agamir and Reg, Kira, and all of the people that they got together with at the Harbor Coast. They were celebrating because Agamir and Reg have just recently gained the alliance of the Harbor Coast for the Knights of Halartha against the Triumvirate. At the end of the episode, the last story episode we had, they were on their way to the city of Iron Maw, and the plan is to head up the Spines, which is the largest mountain range in all of Lanimora, in order to find either these reagents for the Temple of Depths and Darkness or the Amos. It's unclear which they will find.
Either one, dead or alive.
I hope not dead. But anyway.
Not dead.
It's been
1 week. Sorry.
There it is. It's been 3 days since you left the Harbor Coast. You are sailing on the Mirror Sea along the northern coast of Alari, and you pull up to the city of Iron Maw on I think it's canonically fall right now. It's a cold fall day, and there's a heavy mist shrouding the city itself. You can still, as you're pulling into the harbor, make out the shortest of the torn spines soaring over the city, behind the city, soaring behind the city. And you make port, and this heavy fog is still just settled over the Iron Maw Bay itself and in the city. It's kind of gloomy, dreary, rainy. So this is where you all are. What would you like to do?
This is not the same. Dom Muldur was the city that they were all at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where they were on in the Into Depths and Darkness campaign, mini campaign.
How far away is that from here?
It's on the other side of the Spines.
Oh. Are we headed there, or we're just headed to the Spines, particularly?
You're just headed to the Spines.
Okay. Isn't this where Safina's wanted to go this entire time? Hasn't she been wanting to go to Toor for the longest time?
Don Muldur.
Yep.
But I mean, specifically, I remember when we went to that tavern after we got out of the catacombs, you had that conversation with Agamir where you were like, can you take me there after all this is done? So it's not done, but he took you there.
I'll lip his end of the bargain.
Yeah.
This is where you all find yourselves. The Amethyst Wish is still docked, so if you want to
Get off the boat.
say anything to Agamir, Reg, Kira.
Apparently Scar
any of them?
doesn't.
I thought they were coming with us. I didn't know they were. I guess I thought they were just coming with us. I didn't know they were leaving.
They hanging on the boat? Like, how are we getting back? They just gonna hang here?
That's what I was saying.
You all still have the rings that Gonoleth gave you, so you could get back to Alari like as quick as you want to.
Oh,
Just
damn.
find a tree.
That's true.
Right?
Just find a tree.
Any tree?
A bush, a shrub.
Just pick a flower. Take
Immediately
me
stage
here.
left into a bush.
So, I mean, if you want to have this in character, so are you all going to need a ride back? Do you want us to be here, or how do you want to? I mean, you can call us on the shell phone, right?
I mean, you got other plans. What do you need to do?
Well, we've got to keep our relationship with the Harper Coast up. So we've got to make sure that, well, I guess at this point we could try and gain the loyalty of some of the other boroughs too, just in case. There's no one's heard from Gizmo Borough or the Mithril Peninsula, so we could head that way.
That's
where
fair.
is the Mithril Peninsula in terms of on our side versus not our side?
Last I heard, they are friendly to the Knights of Harlartha. They're kind of isolated, being on the peninsula, but no one's really made any hard contact with them.
Isn't that
So-
where what's her name was headed when she dropped us off in Lux a million years ago? I can't remember her name. It's the chick with the bone ship, Aggie's best friend. I cannot remember her name.
Vera?
Fira?
Ah,
Fira.
Mm-hmm. She might have been. I don't remember off the top of my head, but
I don't know what to do.
so I think that it'd probably be best for us to try and expand the Knights of Halartha's influence. So I think we'll probably head to the Mithril Peninsula. That seems like the next logical choice.
Okay, you
Sounds
do
like a plan.
So I mean, with that, we would have the Barony, the Harper Coast. We don't have Lux, but we would have, with the Mithril Peninsula, we would have most of the north shore of Alari under control. So it's something.
Yeah. Do we
Okay.
not have Lux with Maxine in our fold?
Maxine doesn't have any pull.
Not like that. Not like that.
Her
She
characters
don't.
only go so far.
She would hate to hear that.
She would. She wouldn't
Just a
admit. She'd
few-
never admit it.
Just a few months ago, she was doing basically community service.
Yeah. So like, she doesn't have that kind of pull.
Probably court-ordered
Don't
community
tell her
service.
that.
It was literally court ordered. They have to do the. If you live in Lux, you have to do court ordered community service, and she put it off for too long. She sucks. She has no pull. Like, she has a lot of money, but everyone in Lux has money. That's not like, social standing is different.
Do you
She doesn't
have
have that kind of.
influence?
Yeah, she doesn't have that kind of influence.
Got it.
Okay, well, I guess we'll head out. Did you want us to take that journal to Halarth or to Dorena? I mean, it's kind of out of the way, having to go all the way down to the Bulwark Isles and then to the Mithril Peninsula. So maybe, I mean, you might need it, right?
Well, I mean, can we say that Andy can scan the pages of the book?
We said that in the last episode.
Okay, so should we send it with Dorina?
No, I still don't want. I don't trust that book not being in our hands.
I mean, that's a good point, Scar. I mean, if it falls out of our hands, then, it could wind up with someone, worse than Sir Lesfay or Kelvin. It's possible.
Like, not saying I don't trust you, Agamir. I'm just saying, like, it's better if I know where it is.
No, I understand. I get it. Yeah. Absolutely. Well,
Oh, we can put it in Karen's ender chest.
Amazing.
it's what?
Karen's, whatever you call it, the magic chest thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, we can put it in there. That it would be safe.
The one that has that. It
You have
says
the
it on
dongle
my.
for it.
I know. Well, I'm just saying. I was going to say it says it on my character sheet that I have the dongle, which is such a. I almost want to giggle every time I say that word because I'm a child.
You would not be able to work in IT. There's so many dongles.
Oh my god, it's just such a weird word. Anyway, yeah, I don't want the book to leave our hands. I feel like we need it.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see each other again soon. Hopefully with a better hand against Kelvin and the unending host. So, if you need anything, you know where to find me. Nagamir pulls out his shell phone. I've always got it on me. So,
Deuces.
I'm gonna run up and give him a great big hug, and then
And then same. And then it's like group hug.
And then you have to be like, come on, Scar.
Yeah.
Just like,
And then we reach over. Right?
grab you by the hand, pull you in.
So
This
you all
is very-
Agamir. As that happens, Reg comes in and like hugs at Scar's like waist,
I love it.
and Kira comes in.
it just like picks us all up.
Zuth comes in too. Zuth is here, but he's, no one talks to Zuth really. It's okay.
I do. I made a
Listen.
game about them.
Yes, it's very good because I don't do Zuth's voice often. It's fine. I have enough NPCs that I voice. Tune into season 3 where I cut down the number of NPCs I throw into the voices of. So yeah, you all give a big old bear hug to Agamir and that crew, and they hop on the wish fulfilled, and they are heading to the Mithril Peninsula now. So you are now in alone, the 5 of you, the city of Iron Maw, with Sokoba and Karen.
I have to say that boat name will never not be like the best thing ever. But
It's okay.
anyway, yeah.
So you all understand, the importance of Iron Maw and Toor. Just, innately, you just know a lot of information about Iron Maw. You know that the Mercenary Guild is really it's basically the proxy for the Mantles, because the Mantles do not have any influence here on Toor.
That's good for us, right?
Yeah. If you want to be a lower chance of being found, you are in the right place. So, there's the Mercenaries Guild that could probably help out if you needed to. Where are my notes?
We have a connection to Pax through Pax with them, right? Isn't he a part of the Mercenary Guild?
No, they're...
A guild in the Veiled City is different.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I thought y'all belonged all to the same club. It's just like, it's like the Moose Lodge or the, VFW Hall. You have particular chapters, but you're all part of the same organization.
I'll see each other
Just
at the
passing through. Let me
meetups.
stop at this VFW on the way.
Yeah, you have like little cards that say like your charter number, but you're all part of the same larger organization.
Nice.
That's what I thought it's like. It's like the what's the hierarchy of the Mercenaries Guild? Just separate. You just all call yourselves mercenary guilds, but there's separate territories.
The Mercenary Guild of Toor has actually been around since the Age of Legends. So since the time of Ilar the Mighty.
So the founding chapter.
So it's prolific and powerful.
Scary.
Or as powerful as you can be on this continent, but they've always had a foothold and have for millennia.
I would like to meet them. They sound delightful.
Okay, so cliff notes if you haven't listened to the Tauren episode, or the Welcome to Toor episode that was 2 episodes before this one. There are 3 main factions of power in Iron Maw. There's the Mercenary Guild, which are the sellswords and bounty hunters There's the Conjurers Alliance, which are the mages who do some of the stuff that's not as pleasant as the wizards and magic users on Ilari. And then there's the Bez, who are the petty thieves and corrupt business owners of Toor. They're kind of like a loose framework of thieves. It's not really a guild so much as it's more of a club. So there are a lot of druids as well in Iron Maw, so that they can get out to the different climates that are around, and then artificers hang out here as well to fund expeditions to go to the Torn Caverns or to the ruins of Dom Keldar, which is up in the Sea of Wind. So that's the gist of it, if you haven't listened. If you all are going to be heading up to this, well, I don't want to tell you what to do.
I thought we had like a clear goal. We were going to the mountains or whatever.
Yep, you're going up to the Spines. So,
do we have to like check in with people? Is this like that kind of town where like you can't do anything without someone checking in with someone or something?
Roll me an investigation.
Fuck.
You haven't been to Toor, right, Scar?
No. 15, 17.
Okay, you look around the city as you're getting off the port, and you're taking a good look around. And this is definitely a city, but it has very different vibes to Ilari. So without the Mantle's presence, you feel like something's off. And everyone is kind of... if a city could be, like the Wild West, this is kind of the vibe that you're getting from Iron Maw. This is a very loosely put together city. It obviously was not put together by the architects of Ilar's birth. It's all slapdash and kind of, it's not ramshackle, but everything is put together on top of something else. And they've just been building over the, remnants of the previous city before it, the previous buildings. Building falls down, just build on top of it. Foundation's still fine, right? And so that's the vibe of the city architecture itself. The people are just going about their business, just like anyone else would. Everyone is busy. You don't see anyone who is not in the middle of a task. So you feel like it's very much, you're not going to be noticed here unless you really want to make yourself noticed.
Yeah, I feel like we can't afford any side questing, so I feel like we should just get about our business. Do we know how to get to where we're supposed to go, or is that something that we got to do? We got to go ask someone for like a map or something.
Well, the only one of you who has been to Toor before is Karen, and he on the way into port, he made his goodberry tea that Drew made for him. And so he's a little not so lucid right now.
Okay. I'm going to turn to the group. Perhaps we should find a guide of sorts. Because Toor is wild, and we don't know our way around. So maybe it would be best to hire a mercenary to kind of help us tour our way through Toor.
Sure, how much money do we got?
That's a good question.
I got like 1,300 gold, so.
Says I have 400 gold pieces.
We can pay them half now, half later, right?
But I feel like we got at least enough gold to like ruin Toor economically.
Do they even accept gold?
Or is it like shells here?
Is this druid shit too? Like where we gotta like trade it in for sticks and stuff? Like, yeah. What's the currency in Toor?
You in your investigation roll from before, you see that they're passing just common coin around.
Okay, so no like torn bits.
No.
Toor coin.
Toor coin.
No.
Okay, so in my investigation, did I see anyone that would be that like Is there like a Toor info center? Like,
There's
where's the
really
welcome wagon?
There's no welcome wagon at all. It's very much like you know the New York subway, but if someone, I don't know, say from Georgia or Tennessee came and went to New York for the first time and didn't really know the subway system, it's very much that feeling of just
maps.
being
What y'all talk about?
of being completely lost because they've never had to look at these maps before.
Okay,
and the only other public transit that they have seen is MARTA, which is abysmal.
That's fair.
It's one line.
It's two lines. One goes up and down, one goes left and right.
I could see how if you didn't already know how to read a New York City subway map, how like that could be very fucking weird to some, because it's all colors and numbers and letters.
Yeah, it means nothing to me. It means nothing
And
to me.
there's like 26 lines.
There's like 8, but okay.
It's like, yeah, it's easy. It's just like the New York subway map, and you just hand me what looks to be a plate of spaghetti. I'm like, no, I can't read this.
It's not that. It's literally, it has the fucking map of New York City in its grid, and then it has the line and what street it goes to, and it has the dots where the stops are. How hard is that?
In Atlanta, we have the red line and the gold line. End of list.
There's the blue and the green too. They go east and west.
Those go like right here. They're like nothing. No one gets on those. Like the ones that go it's red line.
So thank you all so much for tuning into our Subways of the World podcast.
So I guess I'm good because I'm Scar. I'm just gonna go up to the first stall I see and take 1 gold coin out of my pocket and hold it up and be like, I'm looking for a guide.
The human that you walk up to at the stall looks at you and says, "Do I look like a travel agent? What do you want from me? I mean, I'll take your gold, but what? Go."
You can have this gold if you point me in the direction of a travel agent, as you say.
Listen, if you need to get anywhere, you're not going to get anywhere without the mercenaries. Listen, you city folk, if you want to get out of this city and go adventure or whatever it is that you brave adventurers have chosen to do, you're going to want to talk to the mercenaries. But my suggestion to you would be to head back to Alari. You're not going to make it here.
All right, thanks for your help. Bye. We're going to go back to Alari now. Like, what the fuck does he expect us to do with that information?
I'm going to look at him. Thanks. I'm going to look at him like dead in the face and be like, you know what? For that kind of sass, you don't get the gold coin. Bye.
Oh, no. My business will never recover. And he turns to the next. He turns to the next customer.
Drew does give him a gold coin because she thinks it's funny.
I give Drew like a very pointed,
you don't see it. It's okay. And I'm like, that was good.
So we should head to the Mercenaries Guild.
Do we know where that is without someone telling us? Like,
it's probably the big building, I'd imagine.
Let's go to the big building with the big the punchy boys outside of it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put this out into the universe. I'm gonna manifest Levi here. Because he would be an amazing tour guide. From our Mystery of the Tour and Terror one shot.
Oh, the one where I got high and passed out and forgot.
Yeah.
The one that I was there for and definitely fully remember every second of.
Yep. That one.
Sounds like us.
Who the fuck is Levi?
Yeah, I don't know who that is either.
He's my old Goliath Tempest Domain Cleric.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, he was your character?
Mm-hmm. I think he was a mercenary.
See, even you don't remember.
Man.
I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, let's go to the Mercenaries Guild that we don't know where it is.
Okay, everyone roll me a perception. Let's see who finds it.
Natural 20.
11.
18.
Okay. Scar is able to find the Mercenaries Guild with no problem. She has a keen ear for the clinking and clanging of those in training, and it does happen to be the biggest building in Iron Maw. It's all the way up on the northern wall, and there is a grand exit with a big old gate and a big portcullis that goes right out the north, up into the wildness of Toor.
God, these guys are extra.
I will do a brief reading of some of these notes of Iron Maw. The Iron Maw has many natural defenses, everyone knows. There's Iron Maw Bay to the south, Torrent Spines to the northwest, and the city limits are circled by a 50-foot high polished stone wall. And watchtowers dot the walls at strategic points. However, they're not manned currently. So there's just watchtowers and this 50-foot high polished wall.
So it's very much like the Game of Thrones wall, where like only one of the castles is actually or two of the castles is actually manned.
It's even less manned than that. Every watchtower you see has been unmanned.
Is there a reason?
It's just the walls. You haven't, unless you've asked someone, you do not know. So you get up to the mercenaries, and there are at least a dozen mercenaries fighting in the courtyard when you arrive.
Ah, my people. I'm gonna...
As you are walking in, before you can even decide what you're going to do, a Goliath woman comes up to you and says, "Are you here to hire mercenaries, or are you here to..." She looks you all up and down. Apply for work.
Hire.
Okay, come with me. And she turns around immediately. You walk past into the courtyard and see everyone. They're all big, burly individuals that you see. At first, you see the big, burly ones, and then you see that there are others that are very much more the dexterous type, fighting with, staves and doing training with bows and arrows and all that kind of thing. But they're doing more of their work towards the back. It looks like they put their biggest and strongest out front to kind of push forward that air of strength. But you go into the Mercenaries Guild's headquarters, and this Goliath woman says, "Sit. Someone will be with you soon."
Okay.
I have
Goliaths are badass looking.
Oh, I have to ask. Is this for an expedition, or are you trying to put down an uprising or take out a beast? What kind of job is this?
Expedition? So, good survival.
Okay, are we going to the Sea of Wind or the Torn Spines?
The spines.
Okay. Thank you. I'll be right back.
Thank you.
You wait for 5 or 10 minutes, and eventually the Goliath comes back with a kobold and says, "This is Boxa. He will be an excellent guide for you. He's going to outline all of the terms of the expedition and all of the rules, get you all outfitted and receive payment. And then once payment has been received, he'll help you get up to the spines."
Hi. It's good to meet all of you. I'm Boxa.
It's a little kobold, probably one of the smallest you've seen. He's like 3 feet tall. And he's got rust-colored scales, so you can tell that he's pretty old for a kobold. He's got to be at least 10.
That's old.
Kobold reach maturity at 6.
Remind me to never play kobold then, because that's not very old. They don't have long lifespans, poor things. How tall is Seth? Are y'all like same
4
height?
foot.
Okay,
No,
so almost.
Box is shorter than Seth. So you're going up to the spines then? Okay. Yeah, I'm an expert in the spines. I'm one of the best cold weather mercenaries guides. You couldn't tell by looking at me though, but I've been doing this for many years. So how far up the spines are you trying to go?
I don't know. How far are we trying to go?
Do we know the answer to that question?
You do not know the answer to that question.
Wherever the wind takes us.
So this is a sightseeing tour? Okay. I haven't done one of those in a while, but yeah, it's absolutely something we can do. Okay. So there's and he starts going into like all of these very scenic like hikes and stuff like that you all could take. He's showing you on a map where they go, and they're like really only in the foothills of the Tauren spines, right outside the city.
We're more interested in like a deep dive expedition type situation. We want to go to like the heart of it.
Okay. So past Veriron Spine, even, you think?
Sure.
That's the tallest peak in the southern range. But yeah, absolutely. If you all want to go up to Veriron Spine, we can do that. It's going to require a little bit more cold weather gear, and he goes into all of the details of it. And he's saying, okay, well, for each one of you, it's going to be this gear and this gear and this gear, and we'll need this many days of rations. And he's just listing off all the stuff and writing it down as he's going. He says, and that's going to bring your grand total to 5, may as well, 750 gold pieces.
Cool.
Is that doable for your
Cool.
party?
Yeah. Do you need that like now, or like do we pay you when we get back? Like, how does that work?
Yes, it'll stay here with the guild, and we have all of the equipment here, and he outlines all the terms and has you all like sign papers and all of this information. It's very bureaucratic.
You wouldn't be willing to do like a 70-30 on the return, like?
No.
Not even
No.
a persuasion roll? Okay.
No, we don't do that. I'm sorry, little one. We've been burned too many times. We've been doing this for a very long time, and so yeah, we take all of our money up front. If the expedition goes south, which it has in the past, we don't want to have to send another expedition out to gather the gold that would have been paid. You understand?
What's to stop you from piecing out? Or I'm confused here.
Oh,
what's
so
our collateral?
On page 6 of this document here, and he goes into all the legalese of it and everything. It says, so you see, if I were to skimp out on my bill, you would be paid 3 times what you would put down.
That sounds very reasonable. I was not expecting that.
What happens if you just like, why can't you not just like kick us off the top spire and then you get to keep the money?
Oh, well, if you see here over on page 12, he goes into all this. And so what you would do is your next of kin could file a suit against us, and we would, in that instance, we would pay 5 times what you had originally put down for wrongful death
seems fair.
or dismemberment.
I mean, I like these guys. Yeah, we're good. We're in. We got the money.
Like I said, we've been doing this a long time. We know. we know what we're doing.
What's 750? 1,300. So that'd be 550.
Sure.
I would have left.
Yeah.
I can do math.
You
All
could have
right.
said any number. I would have said yeah.
I was trying to be right.
Nathan, I don't know if you were counting my gold at all during this entire 2 seasons, but
I got this. I paid him. I knew that number I wrote down like when we started when I remade my character sheet at the start of this season. So, and I haven't used it for any other reason.
No, but I mean, like, it'd be nice
they
to
don't know
have
I know
some
this
gold.
secret. I don't care how much gold they have.
I got it. We're good.
This isn't an economy podcast. Yes, fantasy economics and law.
Like, I
That's
know
season
Nathan.
3.
I know
Fantasy
Nathan
legalese.
counts it if we were trying to buy some kind of crazy ass thing like a ship. He's like, nah, like you don't have enough money for that. But if it's like,
10,000 gold right here.
if it's like this, we're fine.
Yeah. So you all sign the documents. You start getting fitted for your gear. It takes you the better part of that day. Boxa says to you, so part of this is we'll leave bright and early in the morning. So, right as the nocturnal beasts are settling into their dens, it's the best time to leave. Just in case any are trying to scale the walls. They usually don't, but when we leave in the morning, we have the best chance of, getting through the first pass by nightfall. So we've got some spare rooms right this way, and they lead you to the spare rooms and say, all right, you all can have a good evening, and we'll leave bright and early in the morning.
Thank you.
Thanks, Boxa.
Good. Is it big bed?
Oh, did you want a big bed?
No,
I mean,
I'm asking. This is out of character. I was
Oh.
just asking if it is big bed or is it separate beds.
no,
He says
it's like,
spare rooms,
Oh,
plural,
yeah,
but
it's like bunks. It's like
Fine.
a bunk bed in each room.
Fine.
It's very sparse. There's like a chest there to put your belongings if you want to, and like a small desk, but that's it.
I need a bottom bunk because I need all my stuff. And it's hard to get up on the top bunk with all my stuff because I sleep with my stuff on.
That is fair. Do you all want to do anything this night? Do you want to talk to any of the mercenaries or anything, or you just want to set off on the expedition?
I kind of want to I feel like these are kindred spirits. You know what I mean? Like these are my peoples. Is there
Okay.
like a mess hall that I can go like hang out with people in?
Yeah, there's
We don't
a
have
mess
to
hall.
do the whole thing, but like we could say like Scar went and partied with the mercenaries.
Roll me.
Roll for party.
No. Roll me.
Nathan and I can do a whole side episode where I like accidentally join them or something. Like
Yes. Roll me a straight charisma check, and then roll me a strength check, please.
okay. It's like spending, it's like going if you're single and you spend the night in Vegas and you wake up and you're accidentally married. Like I accidentally joined the mercenaries guild because I got so drunk and I don't remember it.
Mhm.
What is that? 2. So 17 for charisma. And then you said strength.
Mm-hmm.
That's my bag, baby. 17 plus 5, 22.
Okay. So initially when you get to the mess hall, you're met with a pretty steely and icy reception. All the mercenaries are kind of looking at you. You're kind of getting the vibe of the shop owner that you talked to earlier in the day, where
God, dick.
yeah, apparently the thought with a lot of the people here on tour that you've seen so far, specifically in Iron Maw, is that they are very wary of outsiders, and you're kind of getting the feeling that they think that you're soft. Yeah. But you're able to win them over with just in talking with them. You get a little bit of a party going, and then you win them over with some feats of strength, and you have a good time with the mercenaries that night.
Hell yeah.
You turn them around to Scar from Fellows, and
Yeah, I was a kid that grew up on the streets. I'm scrappy.
yep. So yeah, once you get past the hard exterior, they're actually a good group of people. So
Dope.
just wary of outsiders. Everyone in Iron Maw is, because there are the info that you get is there's often like ill-fated journeys from people coming from Alari thinking that they rule the world, and then they've got the coin, and so they take a chance on it, and then those softies never come back, and they sometimes lose some of their guys and girls when they get sent out on ill-fated expeditions funded by some wahoo from Lux.
Is it risky to ask them any questions about like Kelvin or anything like if they may know who he is, or because I know we all know he was here.
The general vibe that you get from the mercenaries is they don't really pay much attention to Alarian politics. So you mention his name and they don't really know who that is.
Cool.
Drew, Saf, would you like to do anything?
I feel like Drew's gonna make sure that we have a nice backlog of tea for Karen, because I feel like he's not going to be doing super well
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
this trip, and I would like to make sure he doesn't freak out.
Okay, roll me an investigation, please.
No shade to Karen, but why the fuck did we bring him anywhere?
He knows
Why-
some stuff. He's important.
He's the
Why didn't we
lore
leave him
keeper.
on the island?
15.
Okay, you're that evening you're able to track down a druid who had come in from Alari, and you're able to get some more good berries. Roll a d10 for me, please.
And the hookup in Toor. Got it.
I like how my drugs aren't drugs, they're just spells.
Good berries,
Five.
Xanax. 5? Okay.
So these good berries aren't as good as the last batch. You're only able to make 5 tablets
Bunch
for
of mints,
Karen.
okay.
So he's already used 3. So that means that you've got 10 total now.
Nice.
Okay.
Zaf?
And I'm probably going to play either game of cards or some dice or something with Sokoba and Karen to kind of help keep morale up and keep their minds off of all the shit going down.
Okay, roll me a performance, please.
17.
Okay, you all have a good time. Karen even starts getting into the game, especially after he wins one of the rounds, and he seems to be in pretty good spirits, all things considered.
Good.
So you all complete your tasks for the evening, turn in for bed, and then wake up in the morning, and you're refreshed and ready to go, and you've get your packs ready, and you are on the way. Baksa takes you through the gate, the north gate, and you start your trek up the Torn Spines. As the gate opens, it only opens tall enough to get, or high enough to get the tallest of you out of it. So you don't really see a whole lot until you're out on the road itself. And when you head on out, you see before you, now for the first time, a great expanse of just takes up your whole view now without the wall blocking it. It's just a huge mountain range, literally right in front of you. And it extends all the way up into the north. With the way that the sun's rising, it looks like the mountains themselves are glowing orange in the sunrise. And you can see they are snow-capped, and there are, swirling mist in the some of the recesses of it. But it's a breathtaking sight. And Boxa says, "Come on, we've got to hurry up. We can't stay too close to the wall." He ushers you along the road that heads up to the north. As you look to the east, you see that it gets pretty sparse, and it looks like you're seeing like the edge of a desert. But you can't really see too far that way with the sun blinding you a little bit. And you start your journey up into the Torn Spines. The first day of your journey, roll me everyone roll me a constitution check. Let's do that.
Oh, I'm good at that.
We don't get a lot of constitution checks.
19.
15.
11.
So the first day of the journey isn't going so hot for Drew. Saf and
I don't like
Scar, you're feeling all right, but Drew, you're starting to go up out of the ground. If people didn't know you were an Eldrin, they might think you're a dwarf, I think, for your affinity for the ground.
That's fair. Also, I feel like I've gotten a little spoiled because everywhere we've gone, we've just taken carriages from Maxine. It's a lot of walking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't appreciate it. I think Drew probably isn't great at long walks.
This is also, if you all have never left Toor, which I don't think any one of the three of you have, this is the first time you've been in like an expansive wilderness ever.
Oh, you mean if none of us have left Alari
Yeah,
before?
sorry. If you've never left Alari, right? Which I don't think any of you have.
Mm-mm.
No.
So it's very different. Like just stepping foot off into Iron Maw was just a weird city. This was not a planned city. And then coming out here into this open wilderness is scary as well. But it's scary because it's new. One of the things that you all notice is that, you know, all of the like ghost stories and boogeyman stories that the adults tell the kids on Alari would make you think that this place is just teeming with monsters. And in the first day, you do not see any sign of something with gnashing teeth or swiping claws. It's untamed, but it's wilderness. And so it's kind of a surprise to not encounter some sort of monster on the first day. So
It's not everything like the stories we were told. It's just not as dangerous. It's just as wild. And
it's just as wild. And so Boxa explains to you.
So as we continue up the spines, we're going to have to skirt a frost giant.
We both were like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah, it's a frost
I'm not
giant
back
town.
by me again.
Frost giant town. We're still about a day and a half from when we'll encounter them, but we might see some scouts or patrols. So just keep your eyes out, keep your eyes peeled the next day or so. They don't usually come this far south, but as we continue to move north, we might see signs. So just be aware. You know,
I'm going to assume that it's bad if we do run into one.
It's not. Well, you're with Boxa, so Boxa will keep you safe. I may not look it, but I'm.
Did you just refer to yourself in the third person?
Sometimes I do that, but you know, Boxa does what Boxa does. Am I right? So you know, I've given a pack of frost giants a run around before. I can do it again.
I don't know why, but I trust you.
You've paid me a lot of money.
You'd be the only one.
You've paid me a lot of money for trust, so I would hope that you do. Well, anyway, we should get some sleep. This will probably be our last night with a fire for a while until we get past the frost giants, so enjoy the warmth.
Cool. Question. Is my cold weather gear over my armor?
Your cold weather gear is appropriately donned with your armor.
Okay, just making sure. I need that.
Yes. So we've got to do this for the first time in a while. Who's going to keep the first watch? Have we ever done this on this podcast?
Yeah, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so.
We've definitely done this. We're just not in a minute. And like always, Drew doesn't take the first watch, even though she just has to meditate.
And like always, I volunteered to do the first one.
Okay.
And Seth will sleep.
Yeah, we haven't done one since the first time we got to the Isles when we were going to scout for the other lizard folk, I think was the last time we did this.
Yep. So I guess even then being on the Bulwark Isles, I was going to say that was probably your first taste of wilderness, but it still had a flavor of city about it because, you know, they're ruined. It's ruined city on the island. So, but anyway, Scar, roll me a perception for your watch, please.
4.
Okay. It's great. Watch is going fine.
Oh, like that.
Drew, are you going to take the next watch? Saf says that she's sleeping.
Yeah, I'll take the next one since I only need like 4 hours.
Okay. Roll me your perception.
19.
Okay. In the night, you can hear some rustling nearby, but it sounds like it's probably a rabbit. And with your dark vision, you can see that it's a small thing that's nearby. As it scurries away, you hear something a little larger, farther out past your vision, and it is going off into the distance away from you. But other than that, your watch passes through pretty uneventfully. So,
Sokoba takes the last watch. And she rolls a 15.
And that's her watch. You all are sleeping or meditating, whatever you're doing, so you don't know what she sees. So you all wake up in the morning, and Sokoba's there, and she says,
Well, I hope that all of these watches are as uneventful as this one. And Boxa
Well,
looks
now
at
you
her.
just jinxed it, Sokoba. God.
Boxa looks at her and goes, we'll see. We might have to move fast. So.
everyone roll me a survival check for the next day, please.
Survival.
21. Shocking. Drew got her sea legs, I guess.
Yeah, that's one of I'm proficient in that.
19.
Spine legs.
Okay, so it's 4 plus 8. So it's 27.
Okay, so the next day is a little bit more eventful. You all are feeling a little bit more comfortable now that you're kind of getting used to the environment. You are climbing higher, and you can see off in the east, you can see there's definitely a desert there to the east with rolling dunes and lots of sand. There's sparse vegetation on the foothills just below you. And you are in a spot with few trees right now, but you can see that there are patches of forest all around you. As you are continuing up the mountains, Scar notices at first there are signs of something big having been nearby.
No.
And Boxa says,
Good eye. We should, bring you on as a guide, maybe.
yeah, that's frost giants have been around here. So they've been here recently too. By the looks of this, he lifts up a piece of bark from the tree nearby and says, "It's
sitting on the fresh snow, so
they've been here in the last few hours."
Ah.
It's not they make their presence known. They have the horn and everything, so they're all about fighting. So you've just got to be faster than them. But,
I've got a few tricks up my sleeve to get past them if we're
a little slow. But anyway. Let's go this way. And Boxa gestures in a different direction than the heading that you had. And up into the forest itself. You see, going up into the forest, it's you can't see as much in front of you, but the trees are too dense for the frost giants to really get through, so you got to do what you got to do, right? You want to run into a frost giant, or do you want to run into a branch? I'll take the branch. So the remainder of the day, it goes pretty uneventfully, and until, Drew, you see something in the sky.
A bird? A plane?
It's the shape of a bird, yeah. But you're not...
Why do you do this?
Who, me or Drew?
You, the birds.
Yeah, it's the shape of a bird. But roll me a investigation or a perception there. See if you can make out what exactly is going on.
Do perception, because I +7 to that. 17 plus 7. What is that?
24.
24.
24.
You're looking up at the shape in the sky and you realize that is way too far away to be a bird. And if it's that far away, it's a lot bigger than a bird. But
Did you tell the class?
It's really far away. But even
I don't know what to do with that information.
Even as far away as it is, it looking about the size of what you would consider a bird and how fast it's moving, it's a little disturbing.
Okay, I'm going to share with the class, kind of look at everybody and be like, I see what is that up there? I don't think that it's a bird. It is very big bird, if that is true. And to be fair, I don't know all of the fauna on Toor, so.
Boxer looks up at the sky, squints his eyes, and puts his little clawed hand over it. He goes, probably a dragon, if I had to guess. It's about the right, it's going about the right speed. It's about the right size. Dragon. That's probably an ancient dragon too. So,
I'm sorry. What?
No, don't worry. It's not going to bother us. It's way too high. It can't even see us. Well, I mean, it can see us, but if it wanted to, it could. Can I make a suggestion to all of you?
Mm-hmm.
Keep your eyes down on the ground. Here's the thing: if that dragon, which can see us, and it might be able to hear us. I don't know enough about dragons, but if it wanted to, it could. It would just swoop down and get us, and there'd be nothing you can do about it. At least the things on the ground, you can try and outrun them, or try and fight them. But a dragon, especially of that size, there's no way. It's better just keep your eyes down.
Was gonna say, I mean, I've already fought a dragon, but no, I think I'm gonna keep that to myself.
Can I roll an insight on Boxa?
Yes.
11.
Yeah, you absolutely believe that he's, with all of the paperwork you did like 2 days ago, all of the, talking that you've been doing on the expedition so far, you believe he's telling the truth. That you will probably feel better if you keep your eyes down.
Don't ask questions.
Okay.
All right, so let's stay the fuck away from this dragon then.
I have a question that I probably should have asked before we put on the snow gear.
Uh-huh.
Can Andy fit over the snow gear on my person?
Is Andy in homunculus mode or in luggage mode?
Luggage mode. Like if I were to expand Andy to encase me.
Expandy.
If I were to expandy, would Andy fit?
Chances are no.
Great. Okay.
What are you thinking? You're gonna expand Annie and fly up to that dragon and be like, "Hey, don't eat us!" Like,
nope, fly away, fly far, far away.
Cool, good job, thanks.
Good talk.
Just grab Sokoba in peace, and the rest of us get eaten by an ancient dragon. Cool.
So that's day 2 for the most part. You all stop for the night, right before dusk. And you're not lighting a fire now, being this high up in the mountains. Baxa is like, you're just going to want a bundle. Get your blankets, get your whatever you can to get you warm. If you've got fire spells, keep them to yourself. But, if you can control it enough, and he lights his hand on fire, and he's like, if you can control it and keep it close, and just kind of tuck it under your coat, just don't singe yourself, but you can kind of keep a little heat right here. So that'd be my suggestion, but
Hey, so who's going to take first watch? I mean, I guess I can do it tonight.
I could also take second watch, I guess.
Okay.
Didn't watch last time.
I'd really, at this point, the Goodberry tea's wearing off, and I would really prefer not to have take watch. Dragon really scared me.
Karen, here. I hand him another cup of tea. Go to sleep.
Thank you. So, you gonna have last watch? Anyone?
I guess.
All right. Thank you, Drew. All right. Well, everyone get to sleep. I'll have the first watch. You all fall asleep or meditate, whatever it is you're doing. And each of you, in turn, feel a soft, scaly hand nudge you awake. Hey, we've got to move. Be quiet. Everyone roll me stealth, please.
Oh, God. I have a disadvantage, but I also have an advantage. It's like weird. So it's
just a normal roll.
14.
18.
I also have 14.
As you're waking up, you kind of hear some bellowing in the distance, but then you hear a bellow that's very close. And you hear some crashing through the trees, and you hear this bellow again. And it's close to you, but it's not on top of you. And then you hear like some grunting. And you hear the creaking and cracking of a tree as it's being knocked over by something. You all are moving, not the quietest, but quiet enough that you're not louder than this sound that's around you. And Boxa leads you up higher into the mountains. And he goes, okay, yeah, so here's the thing. I don't know what these things are, but there have been more of them around lately. Really big guys. Big guys. And they've been fighting each other more frequently. Once we get up and out of the forest, we should be clear of them, but you can hear them coming from a mile away. And these suckers are fast, so we've got to just try and lay low. Let's see if we can find like a small cave or something to get into. These things are no joke, and they're the horns of Gloria. But anyway, come on. And he hurries you along.
Did you say you don't know what they are?
Yeah, we don't know what they are. Not yet, anyway. Maybe it's someone out of the Conjurers Alliance. They are always cooking up new stuff. I really wish they would stop. That's one thing I wish we had, like a circle or a chamber or whatever it is you call them. Put some laws in place. No summoning monsters. But, we'll figure it out one of these days. One of these crews will come through and figure it out. And then we'll learn how to kill them, and then we'll just have to learn to avoid them. But for right now, we're just going to give them a wide berth. As he's saying that, you hear a pained bellow now. And you hear what sounds like fighting down. Probably, you would guess probably about where you were just sleeping. There seems to be some sort of ruckus going on with 1, 2... You don't know how many of these things fighting each other. Well, that's one thing. They will try and fight themselves, so gives us enough cover to leave. But I think I found a good cave here. Just hold on. And he lights a fire in his palm again. He says, "Okay, yeah, this should be big enough for all of us. Come on in." And you all file into this little cave, and let's have Saf's roll for keeping watch.
Well, I definitely can't sleep after that. So can I add to it? Can I also be on Saf's watch?
Yep.
16.
8.
Okay.
Glad I was there.
Saf, you're a little too anxious after that ordeal to go back to sleep, and so your watch is spent a little tired. You're not really at your best. You continue to hear the noise of these things. fighting each other, but they're getting farther and farther away. And as that's the end of your watch comes up, you are able to get to sleep. Scar, I imagine you would feel better as well at that point, hearing them progressively get farther away. And that'll bring us to Drew's watch.
My turn. That is going to be a 14.
Okay. Your watch goes pretty uneventfully. You don't hear any more of these creatures, beasts, whatever they are, in the distance. As the sun is rising, you can see the stretch of trees down where you had been sleeping before. It's probably about 30 minutes away or so from you walking up this mountain. But you can see that this grouping of trees, there are just a dozen of them that have been knocked over by something really large. And you can see the snow prints of whatever these beasts were fighting not very far away from where you are. And that's the watch. You wake up, Boxa says, all right, so by the end of the day today, we should be out of the woods with the frost giants. I mean, actually, he's looking off into the distance. You can see their encampment over there, part of it. It's way out there. But he points, and you can see just over a ridge, there's a little line of smoke that's coming up. And then you can see a few more start as well. He says, yeah, that's where it's one of their little outposts right there. Anyway, so we're far enough away from them now, but they still send scouts out this way. But we should be out of their territory by the end of the day. So,
are they like intelligent?
Frost giants? Yeah, they're intelligent. I mean, they've got a society. Their society is built around who is the strongest? How can I become stronger? Who can I take down to show that I am strong? What can I take down?
Interesting. So they're like cold orcs.
Well, they're cold orcs that are 26 feet tall.
That's
sure.
Big. Okay.
They don't have tusks. And he juts his teeth out and makes a face.
All right, onward.
Okay, let's go. Everyone roll me a survival check, please.
I'm good at this.
22.
Let's see. Me too. 14
Hey,
plus 8.
just getting progressively better.
22.
That's an 8.
Zap, you're not feeling good after your poor night's sleep, and it's starting to take a toll on you. Roll me a constitution check, please.
Do I need to carry you,
it is a
baby?
great thing I'm a halfling because I just rolled a 1.
All right, let's see what that second number is.
14, so 15 total.
Okay, you feel like you're gonna hurl. And just you don't know how you're going to be able to walk today. But after you eat some breakfast, you bolster yourself and you realize that you can make it through and you're okay. Had you failed that, you would have taken a level of exhaustion.
What happens? Like, okay, so halflings have the lucky thing. Does that only work once? What if you crit twice in a row?
No, it only works for one
It
roll.
works once.
Oh, I thought you could like never crit. You
Critically
just keep
fail,
re-rolling.
Just a reduced chance to actually critically fail.
Interesting.
So yeah, you feel like you're going to hurl, but then you choke breakfast down and you're feeling okay. You make it through up into one of the passes between mountains. At this point, about midday, there aren't as many trees around. And there's not really a whole lot that you can see living up here. The snow is a lot deeper there are, some glaciers you're starting to see here as well. So you have to actually get your some of your climbing gear out, your spiked boots and some climbing axes in order to get up some of these ice flows that are around here in the mountains. The view is getting better and better. At this point, you can start to see the western side of the spines as well. In the route that you were taking, you were going up. You were mostly on the eastern side of the range, but there are times where you can see the western side now as well. You can't really see down too far because of the cloud cover, but
sorry.
Go ahead.
Am I remembering correctly that the amulet thing was supposed to get glow brighter or signal us if we're in the right place?
The amulet is a guide for Drew when souls are captured in it, basically. So there has to be a soul that is captured in order for her to get some sort of hint or clue.
Needs soul energy. We got to sacrifice.
So in order for us to know if we're going in the right direction, we got to kill something. Essentially. Yes. She's yes, excitedly.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the title of episode 19 of season 2, was Solar Power.
That was a good one.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the day is a lot of the same as it was before. You're just climbing up higher and higher in the mountain. You can, at the end of the day, you can see a really large mountain in front of you, a large peak. And Boxa points it and says, "That's for Iron Spine right there. That's, I guess, where we're going, huh? How about these views? Is this what you, are you getting your money's worth? This is what you paid to see, right?"
Yeah, it's really pretty.
I was gonna say we're not cluing Boxa in on our real reason for being here.
No, it feels that feels wrong. That feels like that's too trusting. That's some shit that I feel like later we'd be listening to the episode and being like, "What are you doing? Stop telling them everything." And Drew's been burned once. I can't do it again.
Yeah, I feel like we shouldn't. That's why I haven't said anything, because I'm keeping it close to the chest. But part of me is also if we do tell him some of it, maybe he'll know where to go.
I don't think we even know, what other information could we give him? We're looking for Amos. He wouldn't know what that is. Or, even if we, I think, described them, I don't think he would, you're looking for big rock people? Statues?
Who's to say?
I mean, okay, Drew's going to be as we're walking, these views are fantastic. We have friends who came to Toor and we're talking about how beautiful everything is out here, even though obviously it's pretty big wilderness and pretty scary. One of the things they said they saw were these giant statues. Do you know where those would be at all?
The giant statue? How tall are we talking? Did they maybe see a frost giant that was holding real still?
I don't think so. There would be I don't know. Okay, out of character, I don't know how big the Amos are.
Amos Ferric's 150.
Yeah.
Tall.
Okay. They said it was 150 feet tall.
Oh. I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
No statues I haven't. If I'm being honest, I really haven't been anywhere past the southern part of the continent, but, there could be something like that farther north. My little legs, I don't feel like walking that much.
That's fair.
So, maybe, but I haven't seen anything like that. What do you need to see a statue for?
Oh, I was just wondering. They couldn't remember where they saw it, and I didn't know if you knew about it.
No, I don't know anything about statues. Tour's a big place, though.
Is there anywhere to like keep one?
I mean, anywhere really. I mean, Toor's a big place. I mean, there's a lot of spaces that have been unexplored for centuries, maybe even millennia. I mean, the caverns themselves are deep. I mean, it could have been deep in the earth. I mean, did they say whether it was in a cavern or on the surface, or
In a cavern for sure.
oh, yeah, the caverns are labyrinthine, so there's a lot to the caverns, but
Anything like weird going on up in these mountains you ever seen?
outside of the outside. Excuse me, I've got this dry air gets so thin. Anything outside of the ordinary?
It's like lots of weird stuff happening up here. I think you got to be more specific, Scar.
I don't know. Like, is there any like part of the spines that you would be like, if someone was interested in seeing something out of the ordinary? I don't know how to put it.
Like something really remarkable, like well, I mean, I might try and maybe try and find one of these dragons' lairs, and he kind of makes a nodding motion up to the sky without looking up. Maybe try and find one of their lairs and see what they've got going on.
I hate that answer.
Hey, quick question:
Don't.
Quick question: does anyone look up?
Nope. He said not to.
I feel like I definitely did though, but like I didn't mean to.
Yeah, Scar,
I totally did.
Yeah, you see the shadow of a bird up in the sky.
I like how Scar's like, take us to the non-touristy spines. Where's
Toor's
the
greatest
local
secrets. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd try to. I mean, we could try and do that, but it's more dangerous. I mean, we didn't really sign up for that, so I mean, that'd be another contract we'd have to sign.
No, I'm good. I think we're fine without seeing the dragon lairs. We were just, making conversation, right, Scar?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well,
I still want to like go to like not your average places.
yeah, we can do that. There's a nice little. See, well, I mean, maybe it's there. I mean, the last time I was there was about, well, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. There was a nice little hot spring on the northern side of Orion Spine. Maybe that would be something you all be into. Has a really nice view of western Toor.
Sure.
You can see the sunset over on the west
absolutely.
side. Yeah. It's not, I mean, if you're looking for a view, you can't beat it. You really can't. I tell you. Yeah, we should. If that's what you all want to do, we would. Yeah, we could make that in about 2 days. We've got enough rations for that, so long as we don't. Yeah. We might need to, hunt a rabbit or something on the way back in. But yeah, we can make that work. But anyway, this is where we're going to be settling in for tonight. So, yeah, we shouldn't have to worry about frost giants. He looks around at the location that they're at, and with this cover, we should be able to light a fire at night, which is good. So let's, I guess, make camp here if that sounds okay to you all.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you all set up camp, have some dinner, and talk about who's going to take first watch.
I'll do that.
Okay. Who's going to take second watch?
I could try again.
Poor Safina. Always wanted to be an adventurer, but when it comes down to it, don't have the stomach.
Don't want to stay up.
And who wants to take third watch? Anyone?
I guess.
Okay. Everyone, I guess Scar first. Roll me your perception for watch.
9.
Yeah, it's great out here. It's quiet. You can see a lot of stars as the fire starts to dwindle down. You toss, a little bit of what would even be around here? You toss some more. It's an artificer's thing. It's like a Duraflame log. Toss that on the fire. We've got Iron Man suits and we can't have Duraflame logs? Sure. So you toss that on the fire and look up at the sky. The stars are really bright. No, not a cloud in the sky. The last few nights have been really cloudy. You see the same stars that you've always looked up and seen. But your watch passes without incident. So, Saf?
That is 19.
Okay. Your watch also passes without much incident. You look up at the stars as well. The same stars that you've always looked up at. It's remarkable seeing them without all of the light pollution that you get in Alari. So it's really quite the sight. But yeah, your watch passes without incident. Drew?
Okay. Natural 20.
Excellent.
I see through space and time.
You see through space and time. You're looking up at the same stars you've always looked up at. And as you're looking up at the stars, you're thinking about how beautiful they are and how this is the first time you've seen them like this. And you hear in the distance what sounds like a footfall in the snow.
I don't like that. So what do I do now?
I mean, there's another footfall in the snow. They're going slowly, but...
I'm going to wake somebody up. I wake up Scar.
Thanks. No, I'm just kidding. I pull my Warhammer out. I'm ready. I'm alert.
Okay.
Love the idea that I'm like, hey, Scar, I think. And you're like, what's up?
That's my bag.
Okay.
Why do you think I sleep with all my weapons on and my armor and shit? I don't fuck around.
You hear some more footfalls coming in. You can't see anything yet. But
can I discern whether they're people footfalls or animal footfalls? Is that something you can figure
roll
out?
Investigation.
Hate that. 17, 19.
19? Yeah, it's humanoid footfalls.
I don't know why, but that's worse.
I know. I was
people.
just thinking that, I hate that. I don't like that.
Why?
They're not
Because I
just
said-
monsters with bloodlust or whatever, just fighting each other. These are people with opinions doing
Who's
bad
following
stuff.
Not a beast with bloodlust, with people with opinions. Ugh.
Ugh. I'm gonna wake up Boxta. Hey. Ugh, I'm gonna wake everybody up. Everybody up. We got people. We got company.
What's up? Hmm?
There are people coming here.
Shit. Okay.
Could I tell?
Can you all fight?
Yeah.
Hell
Okay.
yeah! But
Look at me.
wait, I did in the investigation. Could I tell how many humanoids it was?
There was one set of footfalls.
So just one person?
It sounded to you like one set of footfalls.
Okay. There's a person coming. A person, maybe.
Well, it doesn't seem friendly. We are in the middle of nowhere. Let's not just hang out with the people around us.
Don't we have dark vision?
Most of you do.
We can't see anything?
Not yet. They're not at your line of vision yet. You can hear it, but you can't see it.
All right, what do we do? Just sit here and wait for them to be like, hi.
I don't know. Are you going to kick out the fire or try and hide? What are y'all trying to do?
Listen, Scar don't hide.
Okay, that's fair. So you wait long enough for them to get into the firelight?
I wait long enough for my dark vision to kick in, that's for sure.
Just as your dark vision starts to kick in and you see a humanoid figure at the edge of your vision, you start to hear 2 sets of footfalls now.
Great.
And the humanoid shape you saw in the distance seems to... It doesn't really split, but in the low light vision, it seems like one person becomes 2 people.
So they were walking single file.
Mm-hmm. To hide their numbers.
I was just gonna say that's very Tusken Raider.
And as they get closer, you all can see more clearly now that in winter gear, guideless, is Srelesve and Leandria.
Fuck!
And as she sees you see her, she says, I don't know why I'm surprised to find you here with my book.
I was gonna say she has to have like a tracker on that book or something.
And that's where we're getting this week's episode.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Legends of
Fire for my
Lanimora.
amulet. Nope, it's my mom.
Thank you all so much for tuning into the Legends of Lanimora podcast. I hope that you had a great time listening. I had a great time DMing, and I hope that my players had a great time playing.
Listen, we can kill Srelesve and not kill your mom. I'm just saying. We can. This can happen.
Okay, so this is going to be a rare one. So the legend and the lol this week, for the same reason, is going to be Scar.
Why?
For keeping Srelesve's journal with you.
Fuck!
The lol for keeping it with you and allowing Srelesve to track you, and the legend for not giving it to Agamir and getting Agamir's ship sunk.
Okay.
Point.
Oh my god, that would have sucked so bad.
I have a question. Why wasn't that something that we did from the very beginning, like dispel magic or some shit on that thing?
I had to listen to the last episode because we recorded it like 2 months
ago. A while ago.
So I had to listen to it to see what you all did with it, to make sure that you all still had it and you didn't do anything like that. Yeah, you all didn't.
I do have dispel magic. I was like, I don't have that spell. No, I do. I do.
Why didn't we think about that? I feel so dumb right now that we didn't think like she probably has a magical tracker on this fucking thing.
It's just her like most sacred prized possession book thing right now with all of her fucking visions and shit in it. It's fine. She probably doesn't track it or anything.
God, we're dumb. But also, yeah, I am really grateful that I kept it with us because then Aggie would be dead and that's not cool. And Reg ends up and Kira, like,
yeah, them against Srelesve and Leandria, probably not. But like, I feel like we can handle it.
Or it could have been even worse
Boxa.
if Agamir got to Dorena.
Oh, I was literally gonna say, like, because when we were talking about it, we were gonna let Agamir take it to Dorena if Srelesve had found Dorena.
Found our secret. All your lizard people would be dead.
My family!
Well, your actual family's here now, so we're all fucked.
That's true.
It makes you feel good that you all have been being followed for 2 weeks. But anyway, if you want to reach out to us on social media, you can do that where, Nicole?
You can go to Twitter at Lanimora Pod and at Novi_studio to talk with all of us and see all of our great content. Or if you want to talk to any of us personally, you can find me at Nicole the Nerdy.
You can find me at _Nova Gamer.
I'm at Neurotic Good.
You can find me at _Squid Toaster.
We also have a website, novistudio.io. Ton of cool stuff up there, like an about section where you can get to know us, a lot of artwork, and our merch store.
Our merch store. We have shirts, we have mugs, we have stickers, we have everything you could possibly want to own that reps Novi, Legends of Lanimora, City and Snow. Let's talk about it. What's what with Dilly and Dally. Also on our merch store, you can find digital downloads of our mini prequel campaign, Into Depths and Darkness, set 10 years before the events of season 1. Find out what really transpired between Dr. Milo Thornburn, Kelvin, and Mara on Toor. We also have the Homebrew Pact of the Shepherd Warlock worksheet if you would like to follow along and use it in your own game.
We'd love it if you could leave us a quick review on your podcasting platform of choice. If you enjoy the show, tell your friends about us. New episodes come out every other Tuesday, so stay tuned.
Yes, please stay tuned to Legends of Lanimora and our other Novi content. We've got our sibling podcast, City and Snow, coming out on the off Tuesdays from Legends, and it is set in the same world of Lanimora, 127 ages in the past. So, until next time, let's be legends.
Let's be legends.
Let's be legends.